Yeah, let's get into today's video. So today's video, basically market breakdown, market outlook, basically a weekly outlook rather than a market breakdown. Weekly outlook to what we're seeing for next week and how we're gonna capitalize going into next week. So first things first, we're gonna hop on DXY. This is the DXY chart weekly time frame. So as you can clearly see here, that price is just reacting off this sweep of liquidity here. So this was a sweep of liquidity, and I think price came back to rebalance on the weekly. After sweeping this liquidity, price came back to the weekly time frame to rebalance. Yeah, price rebalanced in on this weekly fair value gap over here. So what I expect now is for price to continue with its intended direction, which is towards the downside. Let me just lock this. Where's the lock? Yeah, lock. Yeah. So as you can clearly see, price did what? Price swept liquidity, and then after sweeping liquidity, price came back into this weekly over here. So this would be the weekly that price came back into. Let me just fix this. Let me just fix this brush. I don't like the color. 2 pixel. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, price came back into this weekly, and price is actually giving a nice reaction. So on the lower time frame, which would be the daily, the 4 hour, is clearly like momentum towards the downside, in which I'm looking to capitalize on. But yeah, my next target would be this low over here. Would be this low over here. So this would be my next target. Why? Because as you can see, price is extremely bullish right now. I mean, bearish. Price is extremely bearish right now, and price took this liquidity, meaning price now had taken this liquidity. Now, where's the next available liquidity after this rebalance? It's here at this low. So this would be the first target here. So this is the first target over here. So liquidity target 1, and then this one here would be liquidity target 2. Why did I delete that one? This one is going to be liquidity RQ target 2. Hey, English. Liquidity target 2. So this is my overall target for DXY. So what I expect now is for price to take this low, come back to rebalance, maybe on the daily or the 4 hour, to then continue this move to the downside. Then when we get here, price then might give that reaction towards the upside. We don't know. But for now, this is what I am looking forward to. But yeah, going on to the daily time frame and the 4 hour time frame, it should be straightforward. We're just looking for bearish imbalances to the downside or bearish IFEGs. Um, yeah, in which here we do have a invalidation gap over here. So this would be the gap here, because price had this bearish gap here, but then failed, went above, created this bullish. Now the bullish failed, creating this what? Creating this gap over here. But now this happens at the area whereby price created two fair value gaps that both failed. So for me, that's another area I want to look at, besides the gap that we have over here. So this would be another possible area to look for sells from, but this one over here looks to me way more high probability. So this would be my IFEG. So I'd be waiting for price to pull back to this area and then continue at the move to the downside. So I don't think there's reason to go onto the lower time frames unless we are looking for like a market structure shift or anything. But the analysis is very simple. Like it's very straightforward. We have a clear bias, we have a clear direction, and yeah, man. And I think we have news this week, but I'm gonna check for the news at Forex Factory. But yeah, that would be the market structure shift, the breaker structure, whatever you want to call it. That's what's the breaker structure. So now what we are waiting for after this break of structure is a pullback to a area. I do not know why this thing is playing. Yeah, okay. So basically what we're looking for now is for price to pull back into this area and then give us maybe a change of character, break of structure, or whatever you want to call it, to then continue this move all the way to these lows. So that's my forecast on DXY. Very, very simple. Nothing too hectic. Very simple as always. Yeah, man. I think it's gonna be a great week in regards to trading Euro USD or GBP USD, even UJ, because we have a clear bias here. So we just have to now wait for price to get to our areas and then we can capitalize. So yeah, moving on to Euro USD. We're also going to start here on the weekly time frame on Euro USD. We're going to start on the weekly time frame, keeping it as simple as we can. So already here I have my analysis, but then I'm just going to delete everything and start from scratch. So here, what we're seeing is that after this move, price had taken this high over here. So after taking this high, we're anticipating a rebalance somewhere. So price had came back to rebalance this after chopping. So the last 2 weeks for me were very choppy. In regards to trading Euro USD, very choppy. But now we have this weekly fair value gap here that got respected because you can clearly see that the rejection coming off here or the volume coming off this fair value gap is way too high. So that for me tells me that okay, price now has intentions of pushing higher, like way higher because of this. You see, price was very bearish going into this gap. We also have this order block here, but again, I don't use order blocks as much. Price was very bearish going into this weekly. As you can clearly see, that price invalidated this to then create now a new IFG meaning now. We also have this daily over here. So we have an I fair value gap and we have a what do you mean? What do you call this? We have an IFG and a daily fair value gap over here. So this to me is a nice area to look for buys from. So yeah, man. Again, all we have to do now is just wait for price to come back to our areas. So we have these two areas here. So yeah, just to keep it clean, we're gonna leave one area because it's basically the same area. So what we're waiting for now is for price probably on the daily, maybe on Monday or Tuesday, come tap this area. Let's go to the 4 hour first. We are basically waiting for price to tap this area. So after tapping this area, maybe give us a nice reaction or rejection. But the best thing to look out for would be wait for price to come in, show you that it's changing momentum towards the upside from these cells over here to then show you that okay, it wants to buy. So yeah, basically that's the setup you want to wait for, and then yeah, basically a break of structure. Yeah, break of structure, and then wait. Uh, Wait and then look for confirmation on the lower time frames to then take this trade all the way to these highs. Say it's basically the opposite of what DXY is doing. It's very simple, very simple, man. Like nothing too much, nothing too crazy. Because you can also see here on this 4 hour over here, we have this gap, and I'm pretty sure if you take your foot from the low to the high, you can clearly see that this area is at the 50%, meaning it's actually very high probability to look for buys from here. So yeah, that's Euro USD. Going on to GBP USD, it should be the same because yeah, but I don't trade GBP USD as much. So I think I'm just gonna skip GBP USD because I haven't traded GBP USD in a while, and I don't think I'm gonna start trading it this week unless I see something. So because it's basically the same thing with Euro USD, GBP USD and Euro USD is basically the same thing. You see, it's because you can clearly see here we have this weekly over here, and pretty much on the daily we also have an invalidation gap or something. You see, there's nothing on a daily. It's just this. So I don't want to look at GBP at the moment. USD JPY. I also don't want to look at USD JPY, USD CHF. No, Nasdaq. Yeah, Nasdaq is also another one. So we're gonna start Nasdaq on the weekly time frame. So yeah. No, no, no. What's this now? Oh, so yeah, Nasdaq on the weekly time frame. You clearly see that we came from this area over here, this imbalance over here. That's where we're coming from, and I believe that we are going to take the previous highs. So this was a weekly gap, and my target right now is this one. So that would be my overall target, and having the other one, the lower high, as my secondary target, like my internal target. So that would be my target as in for the overall move. But for now, this would be my next target on Nasdaq, because it's the closest target as of last week. So basically, what we had here was this weekly here. It looked like it was gonna fail, but then it didn't fail. So yeah, it looked like it really to me looked like it was gonna fail. So yeah, let's just lock them so that they don't move around when we go to the lower time frames and want to plot something new. But basically that's it on the day, on the weekly and the daily. Going to I mean that's it on the weekly, I mean, not the daily. On the daily we're looking for, let me just unlock. Yeah, that's now the next target for me. So going on to the daily we have this market structure shift here, this break of structure over here. So that to me signifies or implies that market now is changing its direction from this selling momentum, meaning buying momentum is coming, or whatever you want to call it. And this would be my area that I'm looking forward to. These two ranges over here. So this would be the first one, or you can just use the previous cap, which is failing now, making it a IFEG. So meaning if price can pull back here and give you maybe a break of structure to the to the upside, or a market structure shift, or whatever you want to call it, I would be ready to take longs. Because why? This is a selling area, and by the looks of things, it's failing. Meaning, if it fails, price is likely to throw to the next liquidity, which is this high, this high, this high, and then this high, obviously, which is my main target, as this that's the closest high. It's the closest previous high. I mean, so yeah, that would be my target. And yeah, man, just to refine it though, you could use the daily, but I think this IFEG could work perfectly well, only if it shows you that it's going to respect the area. So this would be the IFEG over here. So we have two areas basically. No man, this is the IFEG. This one over here. And then this one here is the daily FEG. So this would be the daily. So if price can pull back to any one of these two, meaning tomorrow price gives a nice pullback to any one of these two, or to make it simple for you, you can just use a fib level from the low to the high. Then you'll see that the daily is actually high probability, but then both to me, I'm willing to take a trade from either one, because by the looks of things, momentum is very bullish, and I don't want to go against momentum. We also have this one here, and then we have this one. So yeah, man. If you're a bit skeptical about the move, just wait for price to pull back maybe to the discount levels, and then you can look for your longs. But me personally, if price gives me a nice confirmation to the upside in both of these or one of these, I'm going to be looking to take trades. So yeah, man, that would be Nasdaq. I don't want to go to the lower time frames. US30, 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 US30. Let's start on the weekly and see where US30 is coming from. I haven't traded US30 in a while. So, but yeah. Uh, okay, this one is actually very close to the top, to the highs. Very close to the highs, and the reason for this push would be this weekly. Yeah, weekly. There's weekly FEG, Euro, and then on the daily, what do we have on the daily? What do we have on the daily? What do we have on the daily? So on the daily, we also have what? The market structure shift, break of structure to the upside, change of character, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, price here changed its initial direction from downside to the upside. So that would be the market structure shift. And after that, price gave us this clean FEG to the upside. So that's what I'm looking for price to basically come back to this. And then I can just continue the move to the upside. Very simple analysis, nothing too crazy here. Unlike Nasdaq, Nasdaq is a bit messy when you compare it to this one. This one is cleaner. So yeah, we just have to watch what happens here. But yeah, if price is gonna start taking this high, we might have to keep a close eye on how it's gonna react here. But yeah, yeah, man. Overall, looking for longs to the all-time highs again, basically. And then yes, 500, man. Yes, 500. US 500. US 500, basically the same. Coming from this reaction, market structure shift, these two targets, nothing major. Gold, I don't want to really be trading gold, but gold, I gold is gold. For now, I just want to stay away from gold. But yeah, man, that's the analysis I have for today. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this week. It looks like it's going to be a great week, and hopefully I can recover because I'm still down on my accounts. But hopefully I can recover this week because the market conditions look very promising. Clear intentions, clear direction. So yeah, man, that's it for this video.